Okay, as I mentioned earlier, we're gonna make two sauces. One of them is just a plain tomato sauce to put on top of the quesadillas, and the other one's gonna be a spicy sauce. So in a pot, I have taken 2 tomatoes and I halved them and I put them in the pot with some water, and I'm taking an onion. So when you cut an onion, you wanna cut it the long way, leave the hairy end on to keep your onion together, and take the other end off. It'll make it easier to peel. I'm gonna put a fourth or a third of my onion in with the tomatoes to cook, and I'm gonna save the rest of my onions for a different purpose. So that's one sauce. The second sauce, it's gonna be a chile sauce, and we're just gonna put some tomatoes and our chili peppers on a skillet, or we call it a comal. That's what we heat our tortillas on, and we're just gonna char them. I did forget to mention I did have another piece of onion here that I'm going to char along with my tomatoes and my peppers. So I have yellow chili peppers and I have Serrano peppers. And see how they're already charring? We're just going to keep an eye on them, and we're going to flip them. We're going to rotate them every so often until they're all nice and charred. You see the tomatoes are charring as well. Sometimes the chilies like to dance, like that one in the back. This one still got some time. So does this one. The onion is what you want to keep a closer eye on because it will burn quickly if you don't keep an eye on it. And our tomatoes are starting to boil as well. All right, for my salsas, I'm just going to use my little single cup blender. And I'm going to put the tomatoes in here with the onion. This is just the tomato sauce with the boiled tomatoes and onion, right? So I'm gonna put it in here. I'm gonna add a little bit of the cooking water, the cooking liquid to it. And all we're gonna add to it is salt, pepper, and oregano. Actually, I'm not gonna put pepper in it. I'm just gonna put salt, and I'm gonna put chicken base. You can use vegetable base if you're vegetarian. You can do whichever flavoring or seasoning you like. But don't forget the oregano. And I have some fresh oregano here from my parents' garden. And we're just gonna blend this up. All right, all blended. Like I said, it was just the tomatoes, the onion, salt, chicken base, and oregano, and I'm just gonna pour it into my mason jar. This way it's ready to serve and ready to put away for later. And I'm just gonna add a little more of the oregano to the top. Just a smidge. And my salsa's ready. For the chili salsa, we're gonna make it the old school way in the molcajete. I always forget what these are called in English. It's the mortar and pestle type of thing, type of situation. So I have my chilies and my tomatoes here and my onion. So I'm gonna start with the onion. I'm just gonna put it down on the molcajete. All right, so I have the onion in here, and I'm just gonna add some salt, and you're just gonna mash. So this is how homemade chile salsa is done when you want it this way. If you want the easy way out, blend it, pulse it. You can leave it chunky, you can leave it smooth, but I want it molcajete salsa today. So you're just gonna mash this until it's pretty much dissolved, and then you'll throw in the chiles and then the tomatoes. So we're gonna go in parts here, okay? I have moved on to the chiles. I'm a little short, so the countertop is kind of hard for me to really get in here. But this is what makes the best salsas. Okay, I'm gonna keep going and mashing my chilies, and then I'll keep going with the rest. Okay, as you can see, I've already mashed the tomatoes, I mashed the chilies, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a spoon, And I'm just gonna blend it a little, not blend it, sorry. I'm gonna mix it a little and taste for salt. Make sure that the salt is there. If your tomatoes are not juicy, you can add a little bit of water to here. Maybe like some purified water, whatever water you drink. You can see those are giant chunks of tomato and chiles. I like it that chunky. And I didn't remove the char because it tastes better when you leave the char on. So this needs some salt.